Assalamualaikum and hi. So today we are going to do one question from intensive practice 4.2, rationalize the denominator and simplify. So the question that I selected is 5s, square root of 3 minus square root of 7 over square root of 3 plus square root of 7. What is the meaning of rationalized denominator? So basically, we do not want square root as part of denominator. And so what is denominator? Is the fraction we have numerator and denominator. So 1 over 3 numerator and denominator. So we do not want square root as part of denominator, but 3 is acceptable. Okay? So how to eliminate the square root here? So before we do this question, so let's review a little bit of what is the factorization of x squared minus y squared. If you still remember, this is Form 2 syllabus. It should be x plus y and x minus y. And how do we know if the factorization of x squared minus y squared is x plus y and x minus y? Expand them. So expand means you multiply x times x, it will be x squared. X times negative y will be negative xy. Y times x will be plus xy. Y times negative y will be negative y squared. So this will eliminate each other. So what we have will be x squared minus y squared. So what is so important about this? We are going to do this because if you have a square root 3, for example, and squared, it becomes 3. So there's no more square root if you do that. Okay? So we have to find. So whenever we have plus here, you multiply by minus, because x plus y, and you have to multiply by x minus y. If you have x minus y, you multiply by x plus y. Okay. So in this case, our denominator is plus. So we put a bracket here, and we multiply by 3 square root of 3 minus square root of 7. So if we multiply with denominator, we have also to multiply with the numerator. 3 minus square root of 7. Is it possible just to multiply like that? Can we multiply like that? The answer is yes. So because we learn little bit about, not little bit, we learn when you were in standard 3 or standard 4 that we want to know pecahan setara. Okay, equivalent fraction. So you can multiply here with 2, you multiply top with 2, so it become 2 over 4. So 1 over 2 is 2 over 4. So as long as we multiply with a constant, we multiply with the same number, numerator and denominator, it's all fine. Okay? Alright. So let's continue with our work here. So let's simplify the denominator first, because we want to see what happened. So square root of 3 times square root of 3. So it becomes square root of 3 squared. So the square root of 3 squared will be 3. So that is why I didn't write it there. Okay? So I don't want to write down square root of 3, but I will write 3. Okay? And then you multiply square root of 3 with square root of negative 7, but negative. So you have minus square root of 3 times square root of 7. And then You multiply here with this, it become, because this is positive, you have plus square root of 3 times square root of 7. And then now you multiply square root of 7 times square root of 7, but this is positive times negative, then you have minus 7. Okay, so this negative square root of 3 times square root of 7 plus square root of 3 times 7 will eliminate each other. Okay, so then you have 3 minus 7 will be negative 4. But then to apply our knowledge just now, actually we don't have to do this long way. You do not have to multiply. If you know that knowledge just now that I mentioned, if x plus y times x minus y, it become x squared minus y squared. So we just use that knowledge. Then we have to know the one that is left, this times this, you have 3 minus 7. Okay? Okay, using this knowledge. This square root of 3 times square root of 3 become 3, and then 7 square root of 7 times square root of 7 will be 7. Okay, if you understand this. If not, you just try out the way you simplify, you just multiply. Okay, so let's see on our numerator. This one, because there's no pattern. Actually, we have a pattern, but I don't want to burden you so many things to remember. So just do like what the form 2 doing. You multiply square root of 3 times square root of 3, you have 3. And then square root of 3 times negative square root of 7 will be negative square root of 3 square root of 7. And then you have negative square root of 7 times square root of 3 will be negative square root of 7 square root of 3. So actually they are the same. Whichever first doesn't mean anything. And now negative square root of 7 times negative square root of 7, it become positive 7. Okay, so whenever you have in this case is negative square root of 7 times negative square root of 7. So basically negative times negative is positive. Square root of 7 times square root of 7 will be square root of 7 squared. So it becomes 7. Okay, so now let's simplify further. Okay, so this is negative, it will not eliminate each other. Okay, so what we have here, now we have 3 and 7, 3 plus 7. Can we add that? Yes, because they are both number without linear algebra. So it becomes 10. And then minus 1, because they have the same. This is, we regard the whole thing here as A. Okay, A. So this is just like something like negative A. So it becomes negative 2A. So negative 2 square root of 3 square root of 7. Okay. And below here we have negative 4. And then you have to understand this. If we multiply, is it possible? In some sense, it is possible if we mean just to multiply the number, but it will not eliminate the square root. So it's still square root, but 3 times 7 will be square root of 21. Okay. Then over negative 4. Is there anything for other than that we can do to simplify? Yes, we can factorize. This is the first term, this is second term. Is there any similarity? Yes, there is. We can factorize 2. We factorize 2 become, divide by 2 become 5. Divide by 2 become 1. So do not need to write 1. 21. Okay. and over negative 4. And now we can cut 2 and 4. We have 2. And then usually we do not leave negative as part of denominator. We just write negative and then 5 minus square root of 21 over 2. Still, we do not leave it like that. If inside the bracket is 1 is positive and 1 is negative, so we just multiply them negative times both of them, so it become 5 plus, negative 5 plus square root of 21 over 2. Okay, so I think that is the simplest way that is possible for you to do it. Okay.